It could be a matter of life and death over the question of whether to end a pregnancy.
There has to be medical judgment, and medical judgment must be free from prosecution.
3 Tennessee women are suing the state, challenging a law forcing them to carry babies that would not survive, putting those women at risk. Good evening, I'm Carrie Sharp.
And I'm Hunter Hoagland. Those lawsuits are not the end of the story. As News Channel 5 Nick Barris tells us, women in similar situations may soon be suing their doctors for malpractice.
It's simple. Doctors have the Hippocratic Oath to do no harm. But what happens when, because of a state law banning abortion, they choose not to act on a medical condition that could harm or kill one of their patients?
That law forced me to carry a baby for months that was never going to live and easily could have killed me.
Nicole Blackman was unable to terminate her pregnancy and at 7 months delivered a stillborn. She isn't alone. Allie Phillips learned her daughter was dying in the womb too, but doctors would not end her pregnancy in Tennessee.
Politicians are passing cruel laws against something they know absolutely nothing about.
Blackman and Phillips are suing Tennessee, challenging the state's abortion law. They both say their lives were put at risk by being forced to carry fetuses that would not survive. The health issue is a legal quandary now for doctors.
Following the standard of care, which is the rules of the profession to save the patient's life, versus following the law not to take a fetus and perform an abortion.
Attorney Clint Kelly says doctors will likely soon have another legal issue to consider: malpractice lawsuits. Kelly says any doctor who diagnoses a potentially deadly condition involving a fetus has a duty to treat and try to save the pregnant woman's life.
Standard of care would be to remove the fetus to preserve the mother's life or reduce the risk that the mother could be subjected to an illness that would kill her.
Kelly says to do otherwise is to open the door to malpractice lawsuits. Now, we have yet to see such a case, but he says they are coming. And Kelly doubts that a doctor using a state abortion law as a defense will hold up in court if a patient suffered severe injury or death, the result of being denied medical treatment. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
Under Tennessee law, doctors are allowed to use reasonable medical judgment when deciding if an abortion is necessary to prevent harm or death of a patient. But critics say there are still too many restrictions which potentially put women's lives at risk.